So this is a look at my planner. I know it's most people do this in July. It's kind of like that mid-year review and refresh of your planner. So there are some things that have changed in my planning system and my planner. I let go of the separate planner to do on a like having a second planner worked and it didn't work. So what I ended up doing is leaning more into my notebook. Yeah, see, I took this tab from another, actually out of a planner, so it does. That's why it doesn't fit like perfectly. But utilizing all of the tabs, utilizing not, these aren't even really tabs. They're what in the world? I can't even think. The small sticky notes, the transparent sticky notes from Goldmine and CoCo, and I think the other one is from Cloth and Paper, but some combination, and just really leaning into using my notebook to write out things like additional steps and all of that. So this is my daily planning system. I threw in my goals journal, which comes out every other week. And of course, we do a recap, but been checking in, and I can pull it down here. And the systematic success. This is a quarterly planner, so this comes out twice a month, every month, along with. So I'll set up quarter. Quarter one is January to March. Quarter two is April to June. Q3 is July to September. So I did pull out for July to September's kind of goals and break down what needs to be done each month in order to make it. Some of them I actually have met. Woohoo! So I will be going back in at the end of the month and then seeing if there are things I need to shift or change. So this is something that does not come out that often. It sits above my desk, so it's out of the way. But this, I've actually started pulling out every other week. I wanted to do it weekly, but I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't doing it weekly. So it was every other week I would pull out my goals journal just to make sure I'm staying on track. But these two are pretty much have been like my go-to, and just been using the sticky tabs to kind of indicate when I have different sections and different things going on. But see, it gives me space to write everything out as opposed to writing it out in this planner where the pages come out. And that's the funny thing. The reason why I do a disbound system is because I like the fact that I can move the pages around. With me writing things out and just the lumps and different topics and different types of brain dumps, I actually prefer to have them all in one notebook, and it's running. So I may not even finish this notebook this year. I don't know. I have sections of empty pages, but we'll see. But for me, it was better to have everything together. The size of this also works for me because I can throw this inside my purse. I am a big purse carrier. So like my everyday purse is large enough for me to throw this in there. I do think that once I'm done with the notebook, that I may move into next year one of the other daily planners that I already have on deck. Now, I don't do a lot of decorating the pocket. That's kind of really not my thing. I don't really open it that often. We have some stickers in here. We had the Mega Millions or the pick on here. This cover is from this cover is from Cloth and Paper, and then this piece of paper I just cut down and punched to fit in here. It was from one of the Goldmine and CoCo sub boxes. So we have that. Then we have our Year at a Glance. So I did keep that in here, and with these were things that I wanted to do this year. So we have the current month. So we're wrapping up the last week in July when I'm recording this. So that's why July is still in here. Once Sunday gets here, this will completely come out. So I already have August set here. And then our first section is, so this is our August monthly. So I can show you guys my August monthly because there is a video for this. So I decorated my monthly. Now this monthly is a plain vertical layout. You guys already know, you've heard my rant before about I'm kind of over the plain vertical layout without lines. So I actually took the weeks from the productivity layout. I have a planner and it's undated. I've undated for the productivity layout, which is kind of a hybrid of their old goals layout that I did use. Actually, I have one in here. But I actually like the productivity layout better because I feel like it's not so many extra, for me, it was a lot of extra pages, and I'll show you the difference. So I just made a goal page for August. So these are kind of my August goals. These are I don't want to say these are smaller goals to kind of keep me refocused. Majority of them, yeah, all of these with the exception of one are personal goals. So, October, to plan October and December travel, clean out my closet, donate or put it on Poshmark, listen to 2 books. These are personal goals. And then things to follow up on. So I can use this section to write out what needs to be done for these goals. And then I can just have these 2 pages in the front for the month. And I can always refer back to them when I'm setting tasks to be done every week. Now, this is the productivity layout. It does have the time blocking. Not necessarily big on time blocking because I work a 9-to-5 job. So for me, it's, the only thing I'll be using the time blocking for is to mark when I have meetings or I need to be in the office or doctor's appointments. Aside from that, I will probably be covering these numbers up with dials. I appreciate the fact that they only put the numbers on the ends, so I don't have them for each individual day. I do like this layout because it also gives me the 2. You have the 3 blocks at the top, but it gives you the 2 so you can put down. It's supposed to be for your daily habit, and that's probably what I will use it for. And then you have a section for your must-dos. That was one of the reasons why I liked the faith layout, is because it had the space at the top for like your top 3 in the morning, and then it had lines for the rest of the days. So I do like that. And then we have focus. So if my focus this particular week is to, I don't know, make sure I'm posting every day on YouTube, I would write that in. And then as I'm working throughout the week, I would always be able to look back, hey, did you post this day? And then, we have our dot grid and the lines. But I do like this daily habit. This, I think, is great for anybody who is habit stacking. So for August, that one habit that I am going to be habit stacking that is in conjunction with one of my goals is clean out my closet and desk, and every day listing something on Poshmark, either listing something on Poshmark or putting something in a donation box. So that I will most definitely be using this section for that. And we're going to see how it works. And, you guys know I don't have a problem sharing, like, hey, I failed at this. This didn't quite work that way. This is how I'm using it now. And because I pulled the December one, I don't have, there's not a currently page. It's just a note page, which I'm okay with because I don't do the currently reading, currently, watching. I don't do that on my last pages anyway. So then this section is not really tracking, but I guess more accountability section. So the first portion, and I need to buy some more of these or make some. I think I got these from Fancy Plans. The sticker is from CoCo's Vision, but I do like these. I need to see if she has any more before I decide to pull out paper and cut them. So instead of doing a fitness tracker section, which is something I've tried, I don't keep up with it. Like, I'm being honest and real with myself in this season. I don't keep up with it. This was part of a box that this productivity planner was in. So that was a really good box, especially because I got it on sale. So I pulled out the fitness goal sheet. It has this month, this quarter, 6 months, and then this year. So I only filled in this month because, truth be told, I haven't determined what my fitness goal is going to be for this quarter, the next 6 months, or the year. So I did write 7-1. I was 226. My goal is to lose 6 pounds by 8-1. Listen, I'm trying to get back down and get it off of me. Now, this section is where you're supposed to track your weekly progress. As you can see, it is blank. I have been perusing Instagram and watching people's videos on what they're eating in the course of the day and getting some different ideas to kind of mix up my breakfast, lunch, and dinners. So I've been using this page for that because it's just recipe ideas. So it was like yogurt and granola. That's something I actually don't do. Boiled eggs and avocado is something I do. Bagel and a smoothie combination sometimes, but that's what this sheet is for. Now, this is one of the fitness sheets. I am using these sheets as my meal planning sheet for the week. I say all the time, I write big. So this worked for me because it gave me space to write down breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the boxes. So I'll be using these pages for meal planning. And then, as I put down a couple of stickers because these are the days that I'm going to just reduce fruit and smoothie is going to be it for breakfast. So I have on a separate sheet of paper what I'm thinking, like what I currently have in the house that I can use to create my meal plan. So it's progress. Now, this is the sheet that you're actually supposed to be doing your meal planning on. I'm not using this sheet for that. I'm starting 15 days of no spending. With that 15 days of no spending, I actually do an inventory of what food do I have. I have a deep freezer. So what do I have in a deep freezer right now? What do I need to buy for the month? Like, I can buy 5 cases of water and that'll last me the whole month. So that's what this sheet is going to be. So I'm going to be using this shopping list to kind of take inventory of pantry items that I can buy in advance to stay within my budget. I've set a budget for $300 for groceries. So I'm going to try to use that to not exceed that, pretty much. I'm trying not to exceed that. So that's why I'm kind of doing an advanced shopping list. And then I'll be writing in on this side different meals that I can cook. So this Monday, Wednesday I'm going to put a sticker over top of it. So it'll be chicken. I have a ton of chicken and frozen shrimp in my freezer. So I'm going to be coming up with 5 or 7 different meals using chicken. And then this will be my shopping list. Like, do I need to pick up soy sauce? Like, pantry items. The only thing that I won't be adding are fruits and vegetables. And that's just because I can't buy them in the beginning of the month and they're going to last all month long. So that's something that I am going to have to purchase on a weekly basis. But if I can get all of the pantry items purchased first, that will help me stay within that $300 range for my budget. And then the next section is financial goals. I have student loans, and I am not one of those people who were blessed enough to have their student loans forgiven. I do not work in the public sector. I don't work for a nonprofit. I worked for a nonprofit for like 2 years when I first graduated from college. Aside from that, my whole life I have been in finance. So I don't qualify for any of the forgiveness programs. I'm not a veteran. I'm not disabled. So all of those forgiveness plans do not apply to me. I am going to be honest and transparent. I am one of those people who called every 6 months and was like, listen, put me on a payment plan because this $1,200 that y'all think I'm supposed to give y'all every month, it ain't happening. So put me on a payment plan and I give y'all this couple $100 and y'all leave me alone and I leave y'all alone and we be good. I pretty much pay enough for them not to mess with my credit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was not making extra payments to them, nothing, because don't even get me on my whole rant where the student loan system is a scam. I have a child who has graduated from college and graduated from high school, and I had started preparing because my kid was an honor roll student, all of the things. And after he graduated, he was like, we thought that he was going to go to school. He kindly was like, can I tell you something? I was like, what? I really don't want to go to school. And I was like, ooh, thank you, Jesus, for telling me now before I wrote this check to these good people. And I was like, if you don't want to go, we don't have to go. Like, you can take classes to focus on what you want, get a certificate program, a trade. There are plenty of options because people give you money to get into school. But when you get to that second and third year, is when a lot of times you are trying to figure out how you're going to pay for school. But that's just my personal rant. Please encourage your kids. Trade schools, community college, certificate programs. There is nothing wrong with that. Do not get caught up in the hype of you got to go to a 4-year college and put yourself in debt to go be an art teacher. No shade, but if you're spending $80,000 in student loan debt to become an art teacher that's only going to make $35,000 a year when you could have done a certificate program that would have been a quarter of the price and still come out. Like, I think teachers should make more, but we live in reality. Like, the math got to math. It has to, like, it really has to make sense. But I was sold that dream. If you don't go to college, you're going to work at McDonald's. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I first graduated from college, I was determined. I was like, I'm going to work at my major. And then I was like, oh, y'all don't pay no money. So I literally had to have 2 jobs because I was so focused on, like, I want to work in my major. I love this. And I was making no money. And then I was like, nah, I want to live on my own. I got to go get a second job, and ended up making more at my second job than I was at my job at my major, to the point where it was like, listen, I love it here. Deuces, I got to go. I got to go. And my whole career trajectory changed. But guess what? I still owe that student loan debt. I think I borrowed 30. I think I owe like 80 now. The crazy thing is that I owe more in student loan. And I'm being fully transparent with y'all right now. I owe more in student loans than I do on my mortgage. Because the thing that y'all forget about student loans, it is daily accrued interest. For most people, it takes them more than 6 months to find a job. And if I don't find a job paying that much money, how am I supposed to pay y'all back? Listen, I'm just telling y'all, but that's my rant. Okay, sorry. Let's get focused. I might just edit that out. And then another part of me is like, nah, I ain't editing that out. Somebody else out here feeling my same pain. Okay. So financial goals. So we got next month, next quarter, next 6 months, and the first year. This is blank because I said that I wanted to make a dent in my student loans, and it is something that I am struggling back and forth with. So I did also use the debt repayment page to write down each individual student loan that I have. What the interest rate is, how much I owe them people, and kind of still mapping out a game plan for what I like. What is the overall goal? Is the goal to completely pay it off, or is the goal to just pay it down to a certain amount? I'm still working on that mindset change with that. Honest, being transparent. And then I included a savings tracker in here. So I have two major items that I'm saving for. So my FTJ is a year's worth of bills in a separate account. The target date, I just put 2025. It's going to take me some time to save $14,280. And then I need to replenish my vacation fund. So $9,800 is my vacation fund for next year. So I still haven't put a month to it. The starting balance is I just deposited $25 into that account. This one I'll actually be starting August 1st, but I have to set months. So I'm thinking that this is probably going to be December, and I'm probably thinking June for this one. But I think those sheets are really good. You guys have heard me talk about my no spend. So there is a no spend tracker. So my reward is $25 for each day I don't spend money. Will go to, I opened a SoFi account. They don't have any branches. So, and I put my debit card somewhere. So every day, those funds will strictly go to that account. They're not going to go to an emergency fund. They're not going to go to my mortgage account, bills. No, it's going strictly to that. And that is kind of my in the tuck stash break in case all hell breaks loose account. So it's the account that I have that, hey, it's in the tuck. So it says don't spend on, and I put everything. So this is strictly 15 days of no spending. Now I am traveling the 15th, 16th, 17th, the 16th to the 18th. So my 15 days is actually going to start in July, just to make sure that I'm not going to set myself up for failure. Some people prefer to spread the 15 days out throughout the month. For me, because I have travel also planned in September, for me, it was more realistic to just knock out these first 2 weeks and dig in. So my no spend will be starting on the 29th. So I'll be doing the 29th to the 3rd. And then that'll give me those first 3 days. And then I'll be doing the 4th to the 11th. And then that'll be my 12th. That'll be my 15 days right there of no spending. Now, what I may do is once I come back from Chicago is like pick up additional days. But those 15 days are strictly no spend on anything. So I may break down and say, okay, so once I get back from Chicago, maybe not no spend on anything, but no spend on eating out, and then still reward myself the $25 for each day that I don't spend. And then September, I'm probably going to skip the no spend or set the no spend for only 5 days, just because I have two different sets of travel going on in September. So that's why I kind of wanted to get that no spend out in August. So September, I'm still determining. It'll probably just be 5 days out of the week. I'm going to stick with the $25 reward. I like the even numbers. I feel like that works for me. My one girlfriend does $28. I have another friend who only does $5. It's really your personal preference and how you want to make that work. I feel like I've done a whole lot of talking. All right, so this is a bill schedule. I am not using this in the traditional way. I just listed out every single credit card that I have, regardless if it is a balance or not. So like my Lane Bryant Tour, City and B, they don't have balances, but I put them on here so I can have a look at where are the bulk of my bills going, credit card bills. The second one at the bottom, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I was thinking of using it to write in the days that I actually spend money and writing in how much I'm spending. So, but I wanted to do this because also this will help me when I'm doing my monthly and I need to go in and write in what bills need to be paid. So I can just pull that sheet up. All right. And then we have our project section. So I briefly have talked about this. I am doing renovations to my house. So there's kind of my running list and then those projects. So I just keep a project sheet in here of what we're still working on and what has been completed, and how much money it costs me to do them. And then this next section is my travel section. This is my fun section. So this we have the year at a glance, and then I would say I wanted some stuff because I have my like airline information on here and where I'm tracking. So I have the holidays listed up here, and then I have a sheet for the rain season, and then I have kind of a breakdown of my vacation and sick time and all that good stuff. So this is where like I'm charting flights. I have a list of date ideas. So I always want to plan. Both of these pages are date. Either this is restaurants, and these are date ideas for me and the man. This is Colombia. I was initially trying to go to Colombia this year. The flights was looking a little out of control. My other two friends are both traveling from different states, so I swapped out Colombia for Mexico. But I kept the information that I had found on Colombia because I'm going to make it there next year. We went down to Tucson last month. I was writing on here things to do, but that just kicked it. So next big international trip is Belize. So then that's all of that in there. So that's that section. Now, this is the additional months left for the year. So I only keep in the monthlies. And I just put a sticky note in there for any dates that I need to remember. So, and this is so funny because now that I'm looking, I'm like, so yeah, this one was a vertical. This one was a dashboard, and then this one was a vertical. So don't put the weeks, it's just the months. And then, of course, as when we get close to the end of August, September will move up, and I'll include the weeks in the front portion before we get to all the subsections. Now, I had a whole cover in here, but I felt like the cover was weighing my planner down. It just made it way too bulky. So we put a top tab divider. This is one that I actually just made. It was a piece of vellum that I had from my old Goldmine and CoCo. I think it was a treasure chest sub box. And I just cut it down to make it a top tab and punched it. This section is business social media. So I had an empty pocket. I've been doing the color coding. So I just put the pocket onto a regular piece of note paper just so I could have these on hand. Then just a little decoration on the back. So this first set is for, and I made sure I put a post-it note. This is for business deadlines, tasks, due dates, and emails. So anything that I need to get done for my online store or the Miss.com website, which is in the works. So if you go to the website now, there is a link on there where you can sign up to be notified once I go live. So that's what this section is. And I was using the productivity layout. I'm going to say this is the week that I'm on now. So with the productivity layout, I'm going to be honest and transparent with y'all. So did I glue the 2 pages together? Maybe I did. I think I glued the 2 pages together because I think this monthly is from something else. So you can see I just ended up really just writing notes all over. These were the pages that I was using. Not was using, am using more. So I actually glued the 2. Yeah, see, I glued the week together and just use these as these are the things that needed to be done for the week. I probably will do the same thing, but see how this mimics the productivity layout. We had the 1 block, you got your daily habits, and then you have the time blocking on there. For the purpose of this particular calendar, these sheets work great, but I don't need these. So what I'm going to do for August, and again, this is why this video is not coming out until August, because I wanted to give all of this a try. So for August, I opted to go to the dashboard layout because the dashboard layout gives me enough space to write in all of those tasks for each individual different thing. And I can write in emails that need to be sent for specific days or any business classes that I have coming up in here. I didn't need the combination of the 2. So then we have the orange divider, which was also part of that productivity box. Yeah, I have it. I'm just using it as a divider. I'm going to be honest. I wrote email campaign on there and that was it. And then this section is for social media. So social media, post schedule. Don't laugh. I just used random numbers that I had. So then we had the color coding down there. Now this, I used a mashup of just actually the first 2 pages of a monthly, and then these pages to write out different posts for different days. I am going to leave these 2 that I haven't written on. I'm going to leave in there because I'm still working through some things with the online store. But for social media, I opted for the wellness layout. So each of these blocks are going to be different. So we're going to have YouTube, we'll have Instagram, and we'll have Threads. And then in the bottom section, I will be using for hashtags. So, and I'm trying to think, is this dated correctly? Yes. Okay. I had to check to see, did I use the whole monthly or, okay. So, and this style and probably the teacher style, I think work the best for me in regards to social media when you have more than 1 account. So on the monthly, so this video is already scheduled to drop on the second, a decorative music video. So that's already scheduled. So as they are scheduled, I will put them on here, and then I will be using these pages to work through either bulk recording or creating the content itself and tracking the hashtags. And then, I've included some project sheets and note paper in the back here. just in case I needed any. And then we just have a note section just for random notes. Yeah, see, I got random notes and everything all over the place back there. And then that is my full planner. That is my catch-all. Now, this planner does not leave my desk. Obviously, it is super thick. So when I am traveling, I will be taking just my notebook with me. But thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I hope this was helpful. I felt like I wanted to go into a little bit of detail as to why each thing was in my planner, versus just saying, oh, I'm just throwing in all of these different monthlies and pages just randomly. So I hope that was helpful. You guys have a great day. Remember to love up on yourself and love up on those who love you, and keep it simple. Keep